Okay, there we have created one user, and this user we are concat with the user list. But what should happen? Whichever the value we are filling inside the form, that value should come every time. It should not take the same value. Now every time it's taking the same value. This value must come from this list, from this form. Okay, so now we have to work in a script part. ID we are given F name, age, gender, edu mobile, as well as city and experience, exp. So same thing, we need to just add here document.getElement by ID, document.getElement by ID. You can take the value from the text box directly. Fname dot value. Fname dot value. So it will take the value from the text box directly. This is mobile dot value. And this will be called city dot value. This will be called age dot value. This will be called gender dot value. This will be called edu dot value. Edu is the ID. And this is called exp dot value. Next, your text page will become dynamic. It will take the value from the text box. And it will create one object, and that object will be added inside the array. Existing array. Okay, happening. Let's run the file and see what are the values are able to pick. I'll enter my name, age, gender, education, then mobile number something, city something. Now we'll click on save button. So newly added values should appear in the right side. What we enter here, click on save, it should appear in the right side. We check now. It's adding the value. This is bringing the value from the text field and assigning to property, and then finally list of property we are pushing under the user list array. That concat we have seen already. Okay, next after that, once it get added, we can display one message also, like particular added successfully. So we can write here document dot first create msg variable, that msg equal to var will not use, we use the let. Okay, After this, I'll explain you the difference of all three. I've sent you the text yesterday, right? That is important part. Every interview people will ask you. Now you will write below called MSG equal to document dot get element by ID fname dot value plus added successfully. Next again I will write below document dot get element by ID. Which ID? We have not created a still. We can create one message dot inner text equal to MSG. Okay, so book added. Come down. Before this name, before first table, after H1, you can write one p tag with the ID equal to message. ID equal to message. So JavaScript will generate the message, and that message will be assigned to the where p tag. Okay, ready? Check now again. It should save. Any value enter. See, particular added successfully. We can keep this both in the center. So it will print in the middle part. Which one also you put a line in the center. This also paragraph. No line added. Okay, so masses come in the center. We can enter any value. Okay, masses appear in the center. It will take empty value as well. It will take empty value also if you click here, because we have not added any validation. So empty value will keep adding here every time when you add the empty. See, these are all the empty values. Empty value also it will take now because validation is not there. Next, how to clear the text boxes. So for that again you have to write same thing. Dot value equal to empty. This way. First, let me remove this since it has copied from top. Dot value equal to empty. Semicolon is also required. Check now, text box is getting clear. Okay, so hope is become clear. Text box, we can check again. Enter any value. Text box will become clear. Left side part. Value will get added inside the array and your text box should become clear. Okay, next after that we have delete functionality. So come to the HTML part first, and in the list after experience add one more th called delete. Delete. Okay, delete added. Then come to the again script. Under the script we have to add one more button. Here everywhere it should come delete, delete, delete. So under the listing table, function 1 we have, we require to add one more td. That td will be especially for delete purpose. Button delete below the button. Okay, check now everywhere you will see the delete button. Right now click of this, the particular data has to delete from the array. So function we have to call delete on click equal to call the function call delete user, and under delete user we have to pass the index. Inside the delete user function we need to pass the index that is here. Inside delete user function directly index we can't pass because index is a variable and this is a string part. Inside concatenation we have to do concatenation is required. Okay, let's come down, write the function called delete user. After this, and before save, you can write somewhere. Before save function, we can write delete user. Hmm? Delete user is required index. After that, it will check the confirmation like a status equal to confirm. Are you sure? Status. Are you sure? Next, after that, we'll check if the value of status true, then function will call array.splice. Array name is user list. User list.splice. There we can pass the index, comma 1. After deleting, again it will call the function 1. Call the function 1 to reload the list. It will ask the confirmation, then it will delete. Okay, try deleting. Work. will be happening until it should happen. So whichever will delete, it will ask cancel. Okay, it will be on. Now right here, the name of user. So our array name is user list dot user list dot user list of index user list of index dot user list of index dot name. We store under the name variable. Now again below we'll write a message document dot get element by id, which id that is called message dot inner text equal to name plus deleted name plus deleted. So this will display the message also which name we are trying to delete. That name will come as a message saying like particular name is deleted successfully. Right. So next, if you go here and delete any user, like suppose I am deleting Mahesh, the message will come Mahesh deleted. Check down your page is working or not and working for how many people. File also I'll share you. Okay, let me share you this file because last day also we have worked on the same. If someone was not available on last day, you should not have this file. You can use that data binding 10 file. Okay. Now understand this point. That is the important again. Three way you are creating the variable now. Var, const and let. What is the scope and where you can access? Through one example we can get idea. We have some label now. Okay, since the JavaScript came in the market, people use the var keyword, right? But But some changes happened in 2015, and the people who made JavaScript, they modified and they given another keyword that is called let. It says like var keyword is used in the JavaScript code since the beginning till this date. Again, let and const keyword were added in the JavaScript 2015. And if you want your code to run in the older browser, you have to use which one? Var keyword. So question comes here, many people say like, still you are using the var, why not let? So last line make problem. What problem? It says like, if you want to run your code in the older browser, you must have to use which keyword? Var keyword. Now suppose this file we created, and in that we have used many places this var, and you added one place today, call this one, call it a let. If a person will run this page in the old browser, then what will happen? This line will throw the error. This will not support. It will not throw the error. It will not support. Right. Okay. But when we look into the everyone PC, almost people have updated browser only. Right. So if that again question comes, yes, our code should work in all the browser, then var keyword we will be using. In case if you are targeting all new browsers, then you can ignore the var keyword. Okay. Now coming to the next, what new was introduced, that is called let and const. Let keyword says like it came in the 2015 only, ECMAScript 6 once introduced. So this line, it's like variable defined with a let cannot be re-declared. For example, if I go for this point and understand this point, something like this, let a equal to 100, it will work. Even you can change the value of a equal to 200. This will also work. Okay. But if you are trying to create one more variable, let a equal to 300, this line will give the error. That is the meaning of this line. Says like the variable defined with the let cannot re-declare. So we made already here. The value we can change. Definitely value has to change. The value will change. But when you are trying to create the same variable again, it will throw the error. But if you create a variable a or maybe b using the 100, and when you come next, write b using equal to 300, this will also work. But when you write var again b equal to 500, this will also work. Now at last, the we have how much? 500. This happened in the case of let. We can't read, value can be changed here also. But when you are thinking, okay, if I create one more variable with the same name, so var will allow, but let will not allow. That is the meaning of variable defined with the let cannot be redeclared. Next line says, so clear, right? The var, when someone will ask var, what is? So for we should not say only about var. We can say yes, in JavaScript, variable can be created through three ways: let, const, and var. Var, let, const, you can say. Next, after that, before saying the variable, we need to say what is the variable. So variable is like a container. It holds the value, it holds the data. And that container, that variable you can create through three ways: let, var, and const. Var keyword says like, yes, it will support in old also, it will support the name also. But this is the problem. If you are creating redeclaring the variable using the var keyword, the variable can be redeclared. One place you have stored the value, and by mistake again if you redeclare the value, old value will lose. It will hold the new value. Let says like it will also hold the value, it will also change the value. But if you are trying to redeclare, what will happen? It will not allow you. So you got the difference. What is it? The value of variable var keyword, if you are creating the variable, you can change the value. Using the let also you are creating, you can change the value. But if you are trying to redeclare again the same variable using the let, it will not allow. But var will allow. Look next. It says like variable defined with the let must be declared before use. What is trying to say? It's trying to say if you are creating a equal to 500, a equal to 500, correct? So a is what? We have not defined anything. So we must have to keep like this. Let a. This must be defined like this. That is the line this trying to say. The variable defined with the let must be declared before use. This way also we can do. This way also we can do. Or let a equal to 500. This way also we can do. Okay. The variable defined with let have block level scope. That is one confusion question. The variable defined using the let have only block level scope. Now what is the meaning of the block? This is called a block. This is called a block. For example, if I go here, write if a greater than b, the value of a can be anything, value of b can be anything. Now suppose if the a greater than b, then let c equal to 900. Equal to 900. And you try to print console.log, which one? C. 100% error. Why? Because let keyword says in which block you define the variable, you cannot access out of the block. So you can see curly bracket start here and curly bracket end here. So this becomes a block. This becomes a area. So inside this area, if you have defined the C, you can access within this area. You cannot access out of the curly bracket. So that is called, if I write here, this will work. It will work. Why? Because C is declared within the block and C you are trying to print within the block. But when you are trying to print the C out of the block, it will say a scope is not exist till there. Which one? C variable. Okay. But next question is, will it happen under the var? If you created the var inside the block, can we access outside? Don't know. Or possible? Possible? Okay, let me see. So now, after running this example, might be you will be aware, you will be, okay. Now let's see. I've used here something. Okay. Let me go here and inside B is okay. Inside this is also fine. So I'll remove this part and I'll write here var C equal to 600 console dot log as a C. I'll run this file. You have already implemented, just now we need to understand a small differences. Node space one.js. See, the var is also printing, but how we'll come to know which one is the var, which one is what? Okay, so this is, you can say, print one by one. Let a equal to how much? 100. 100 printed. Let b equal to how much? 200. 200 printed. B equal to how much? 500. And C equal to how much? 600. So 100, 200, 500 and 600 should be the output. You can see 100, 200, 500 means all are printing inside the block. Okay, all are printing inside the block. Let me go next. After that, console.log log, which one I should print? First A, that is out of the block, correct? Out of the block. See, error is coming. A is not defined. So clear from now. What is the meaning of scope? If anywhere word come college variable have the scope block level, that meaning within the if, within the for, within the while, only we can access. We can't access out of the block. Okay, block represent your flower bracket, curly bracket, open and close. So A have the error. Now what is the A? Let. So it is clear we cannot access the let variable out of the block. Now I'll try with the B. See, what is the B? B is a const. So B is printing inside as a 500, but outside is saying B is not defined. So constant, if you are creating a variable using the const, their scope is also at a block level only. Correct? Their scope is also as a block level. So happen A and B checked. That is block level. Now next one is called as a C. Now see, what is the value of C? 600. 600 is printing how many times? 2 times. One is inside and one is outside. So what is the scope of the var keyword? Out of block and inside a block. Correct? Global we can say. Global we can say. Inside the current page we can access globally. Inside also as well as outside also. Okay. Now look at again this file. So this point is clear. Which point? Variable defined within the block we can access. So let variable as well as const variable, right? Both scope is block level. Var keyword, if you are creating the variable, their scope is global. Inside also as well as outside also. So how many difference came in the mind? Now let's count from the beginning. Var let const. Var is being used since the beginning. Now var will get supported by old browser as well as new browser. The var will lose the data, even you can redeclare it. But let you cannot redeclare. The value of var and let both can be changed. Correct? Next, after that, a scope related you saw. Inside the block we can access. Let and const we cannot access outside. But var we can access inside also, and var we can access outside also. Now look at the next one, const related. It says like const keyword was introduced in the same 2015 ECMAScript 6. Variable defined with the const cannot be redeclared. Okay, redeclare. What is that meaning? What is that meaning? See here. This is called const. Const. Again, if I try to create a variable called const 800 const b equal to how much? 800. It will give me the error saying like constant variable. Once you defined, you cannot change the value of that, but we can change the value of late, and we can change the value of which one? Var, but we cannot change the value of const. You can see here late was there, the value is able to change. This is called b as a this is called as which one? Var c, that also we can change down, but when we made as a b as a const, the value of b we cannot change it. It will throw the error. Where it was the const keyword was introduced this particular time, as well as the const cannot be redeclared. Same constant you cannot create again. After that, the variable defined with the const cannot be reassigned. That represent here again. If I go here and write b equal to 600, is it possible? It is not possible. Why? Because constant change, like once you are given with the value, that is fixed. You cannot change the value of constant. Look at another line. Another line. The variable defined with the const have the block level escape. That you have seen already. So overall, how many difference came in mind? We'll count on finger. Number one, var const and late. Okay, var late const. Say var we can access inside the block also and out of the block also. Access anywhere you can access. If you are able to access outside, definitely we can access in the other block also. Okay, so var you can access inside the block, out of the block. Late and const you cannot access the out of the block. One difference. Another difference, using the var, using the late. If you are creating a variable, you can change the value. But using the const, if you are creating, you cannot change the value. Right? After that, using the late, if you are creating the variable, that variable also we cannot redeclare. Using the const we are creating, again that variable also we cannot redeclare. But when the matter come to var, that variable can be redeclared. Three difference if you say sequentially, answer is done. Number one, a scope you need to explain. Number two, variable we can change or not, that you can explain. And number three, redeclare you can do or not, that you can explain. Three things, answer will be done. Right? When we are saying a scope, we need to explain the scope of all three. When we are explaining the variable redeclaration, we need to explain all three. And when we are explaining the value variable assignment, we need to explain all three. Okay. So clear or not clear? Is a big question from interview and big confusion for people. 99% people do the mistake. Okay. They are not able to differentiate properly. Okay, right. Again, I'll explain you. See, what you need to say? 3 points. I have written the answer on internet. URL I have sent you. Okay, in that same lines are written. Okay, same 3 blocks are written with a small example also. Right now, see. First one, what you need to say? First, you need to explain about the scope. Second, you need to explain about the value changes, reassignment, reassign. And the third, you need to explain about the redeclaration. 3 things. So when you are saying these 3 things, right, that will explain exact whether you have fully idea or not. You have implemented or not. Okay. We should not mix up the answer. Even while answering, we should not start from the difference itself. Manipulate the people. First, make him ready to listen your answer. If you first line, if you say speak the scope, you are busy somewhere else. He will ask you, please repeat again. So before that, you should make him in such a way where he should be able to listen your answer. So when people ask, okay, tell me the difference of var, let and const, first we'll tell them in JavaScript, variable used to hold the value. It used to hold the data. It used to store the data. That can be, that's called a container, and that can be created through the three method. Number one, var, let and const. Then come to the scope. A scope of the var is particular, a scope of the let is particular, a scope of the const is particular. Then come to the reassignment. The reassignment can be done for var, can be or cannot be done for the let, can be or cannot done for the which one? Const. Again, redeclaration can be done for the var or cannot, can be done for the let or const or cannot. Those three if we explain step by step, 100% happy answer. Okay. And that one more that variable can even follow order and data. That is the that is not that also, that point also we can add. That point also we can add. Like if you are targeting the old browser customer, new browser customer, then we have to use the var keyword, because let and const will get fail. It will not support. Okay, let will not support. If not supporting, then particular customer will say page is not working. Right? So no, in the YouTube video, one person has commented in one class video saying like, in 2023 you are using still which one? var. But the logic, brother, there is a logic behind you, right? You are not creating the publication for your family member. You are not creating for your network people. You are creating for the global level people. And we cannot guarantee who have which browser, right? So in that case, what we need to do? We need to think globally. It should work for everyone. It should not. And even var is not saying I will not work. Var is saying yes, I'm ready to work everywhere. Only one problem is there. What is that? Redeclaration. We can redeclare the variable, correct? Remaining everything is perfect only, correct? Redeclaration is the problem. Remaining all are the advantage only. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's come next. What we have next is, next we need to understand, see this two-person logout result. They were feeling like he is time pass, he's doing time pass. But when he will go for interview, then he will remember the Guruji. Okay, he will message me, send me some question answers. I'm not able to clear the interview. Or he will go for some counseling. Check my answer and let me know what is the wrong. Okay, come next. So next, after this, after this next is called edit part. Edit part. Okay, edit part. When we save here, we should have edit button. When you click on edit, those particular details should appear again here. Okay, if you click on this particular edit button, then this user details should appear again. And after that, we should click on again save button, that value should get updated. Okay, so come to the same code. Okay, create a button, create a function first. Function call edit user. Inside you need again which one? Index. Alert that while index alert that index. Then we'll come to the list. We will provide a button called edit. So HTML need to modify. List we can go inside the list. After experience, you add one more th called edit. Add one more th called edit. Inside the edit, one button should appear where user will click. So for that, we need to go to the, so you can see this little disorder happen. We need to add one more button called edit. Delete, you have added the TD, exit, same TD you copy, add here called edit. Edit user, this function need to change. Index will remain same. Text will also change as a edit. Same TD copy paste, change the function and change the button. Okay, done. Edit button. Check now, index is coming as a alert. Index is coming as a alert. Now, the details of this particular user should print here in the text boxes. So that will not be very difficult. It's easy only. Just come to the code. Clear line you have written. Copy this and paste inside. And fname dot value equal to user list is the array. User list is the array. Inside the user list on particular index. On particular index, there is a property called name. That should get assigned to the fname. In user list on particular index, there is a name. That name should get assigned to where? Fname. Mobile city. while this is called as a city. Similar way, below we have called age. Next we have called gender. Next we have called edu. And next we have called exp. So whichever the edit button you click, that details will appear in the left side. Check now, edit button, the data appear. Should be something like this. List will come. Something. You are reading the data from one array, particular position based on index, and that array we assign to the text field. Again, once you click on button here, which button? Save button. Then this button should not be here. See, as soon as you click on edit button, this button should hide and another button should come here. It's called as a update. Once you click on second button, it should not create the new record. It should update the record. But on this button, if you click, what it will do? It will create a new record. But our requirement is it should not create a new record. It should update the record. Right? So that update part we have to do. Okay. Even it is also possible that when we click on save button, using the same function we can update also. We can apply the if and else. If and else we can apply, correct? But in that you will not get to know how to hide the button, how to show the button. So let me come to the code now. Okay. HTML part. One button we have created, save. Create one more button here called as a update. Update. Change the text also as update. Okay, right? So what will happen? It should be like this or different. Every time update button is required here? No. When the page will load, update should not be there. When you click on edit, then only update should appear, right? So for that, let's go here and write one ID, anything, ABC, style equal to display none. Once the page will load, by default, it will not be visible. It will be hidden. ID equal to ABC we are given because we want to handle through the JavaScript. If now update button is coming, no update button. But when we click on edit, then update should appear here. Save should hide and update should appear. Correct? So save and update both is going to handle by which one? This one. Call it a JavaScript. So for that ID you have to give ID equal to save only you can give. Here ID equal to update you can give. Then I'll guide you what to do next after this. Okay, ready? Next, after this, come to the edit function. That function I have written. In edit function, what you want to do? Save function should hide and update function should show. So document dot get element by ID, which ID? Save. Dot style. Dot style dot display equal to none. So save should become hide and update should become as a inline. Inline means display in the same line. So one is hiding. This is for hide purpose. And this is for show purpose. One will be hide, another will be show. happening. Right, so by default you have save button. Once you click on edit, update will come. Click on this, the content will get changed. When you click on update, next the data should get updated. Okay, next the data should get updated. So on click, which function we call? Update only, no? On click, we call the function called update. So we need to have a function called update. Function update. In update function, in update function, now how will come to know which user need to update? Index, the index was available in the edit function. When you click on button, index gone to where? Edit. Index is exist here only. It is not exist outside. Problem will happen. Right? How to access the index under the update? In update case, in update function, we require the index. So in update, how the index will come? Index will not come here. So we have to create a global variable now. Okay, var user index equal to -1. -1 will never be the user array index. Array index start from where? 0. So we given by default how much? -1. Okay. Array will never go to -1. There should be some default value. Suppose you created the variable, so what will be the default value? Right? Suppose we can write like this also, no problem. So this becomes a right variable with undefined. There is no any kind of data inside. Come inside. User index, you have to assign here. User index equal to index. User index was the global variable. In that we given some value. Now that user index, if we alert here, will it give anything? That is the main target, to achieve this number here. If number we are able to capture, then all will be easy. Coming, alert. User index. User index is coming. Let me show you first. So we went here and click on list. List appear. Edit I clicked. Now when I click on update, alert is coming as a 1. When I click on this, alert is coming as a 2. Using var we have created. Put as a late and then see. Using late you are able to access or not. Now let user index we have created. So this is local or global. This variable becomes a local or global. It is out of the function. It's not local. It's become a global. Then where and all we can access. If become a global, then definitely it should be able to access inside also. And it should be able to access outside also. You saw here, no? Right? Able to access everywhere. So question was not using the late, we can't create a global variable. In differences, you have never pointed using the late, you can't. Question was using the late if you are creating a local variable. Inside a block, if you are creating a variable, that variable you can't access outside. That was under the which one? Difference. Okay. Using late also you create a variable outside you can access. It's a global variable. Using const also you can create a global variable. Okay, using the var also you created a global variable, right? And the value we are able to change. But when come to the scope, local scope, inside a block, if you have created the variable, you cannot access outside. But in the case of var, we can access. Okay, now come here and index is able to access. Now we need to update the value of particular index. Look into the save function. You have an object called new user. You can copy this. New user object we have that is taking the value from the text boxes and creating an object. We can paste here. So now it will take the value from where? Text box. And it will store under the new user. So new user is holding the complete one user details. Right? And where you want to update? You want to update under the user list. Under the user list. Okay, hold on. First we'll try like this. User list of index. User list of user index. User list of user index. So what it will represent? In user list array on a particular index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you have some data, everything replaced by this one. Call which one? New user. And after replacing everything, again call the function 1 to reload the list. To reload the list. Updating. Check once. Let me show you. Suppose list is coming here. Ganesh is the first user, or maybe Mahesh is the second user. I put Mahesh Mumbai and change Mahesh experience 20 years and update it. So Mahesh Mumbai 20 years, everything is updated. It will work definitely. But if you want to add the new user, then what will happen? After updating one, if you want to add the new user, then new user option is not there. We have to disable that. What we need to do? First, we need to clear the text boxes. Clear the text box after updating. After updating, clear the text box. And after that, 2 more line is required. What are those? Document.get we have written already. Enable disable line. 2 line you have written already. Those line you need to add here. So it says like save should be in line. Save should be in line. Save should be in line and update should be none. Update should be none and save should be inline after clearing the text boxes. So that is to again return back to the actual form. Update will be okay. So update is happening. After updating, your button will be back. So if you click on edit, appear, update to something else. Okay, so this is the which data? Array data. This is array data. Suppose 10 I added here. Update. So got changed to 10. Now again it's available to add the new value. We can add the new value from here. Something, anything is okay. Save, it's added the name. Again we can update it. And then see, getting changed. All are happening in the UI itself, in your browser itself. Okay, then see you tomorrow again with the next of JavaScript. The file I'll share in the chat as well.